Hello, happy dreary January. It has been so yucky here lately, so rainy and it's been horrible for us Florida folk. I'm sorry if you're up north and you think that 50s and rainy sounds like a dream compared to like freezing, but it really super stinks for us. We're not used to this at all. So, I thought I would just make a video we can share with one another how we beat that homeschool funk, that burnout. This happens to be the time of year that I usually feel kind of burnt out. Now, last year, I hit this place many times. I kept feeling burnout, kept taking time off, didn't really do much school when we were home, relied on our co-ops, but that's just because we were over-involved. This year, we started what is known as Sabbath schooling, or like a 6-in-1 schedule, where we do school for 6 weeks and take a week off, do 6 weeks, take a week off, and then we take off, I think we're taking 2 months or 8 weeks in the summer. So it makes it a little more manageable because we never really fall too far behind versus, the traditional way of planning school where you plan a full semester or a full year and try to meet those deadlines. When you're doing a 6-in-1 schedule, it's very, it's just focused on 6 weeks at a time. So I don't even know what we have planned for the next 6 weeks because all I have right now planned is this current 6 weeks. I'm not very worried about finishing curriculums because my kids are young, so we can roll some into next year if need be. But what has happened this semester in particular is last week and this week we've bounced around with different illnesses, and that really hasn't happened except for in the fall we had the stomach flu and it seemed to last forever. That was the first time that our family's ever really been down and out, and now it's happening again, so I feel really out of whack. Hey, bub. Yes, you may. You can have it.
No, this is a piece of my bread.
That's fine. You can have it.
Okay.
You want to say hi? Here. Say hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
All right. So last week my daughter and my youngest son started getting sick. My daughter had strep and my son had bronchitis. We've never had any of those in our house, so we had that. And it was only a matter of time before the rest of us went down because those are two different illnesses, two different antibiotics. So my husband ended up getting it. My middle son ended up getting it. Officially the first time that everyone in my house was on antibiotics. It was this one's first time ever. It was my youngest's first time ever. Okay, that's yucky. Nobody wants to see you chewing. Want to say hi? Okay, he wants to say hi too. Say hi, YouTube.
Hello.
Say see you later. I'm eating a whole loaf of bread. All right, go ahead. Anyway, so I was just saying, it was my daughter's second time ever on antibiotics, which meant that her stomach was all messed up. So basically last week was just a wash in general. Hey. Last week was just a wash. Fast forward to this week, I thought we were gonna, now I really don't know what I was saying. I think I was talking about antibiotics. I don't know. Anyway, so I had I looked at our schedule from last week. We tried to fit in some math and reading lessons here and there where we could plug them in, but our whole unit studies, like our story of the world, history, and our science curriculum takes a whole, there's no way to kind of halfway do it during the week. You kind of have to do it Monday through Friday or you're all thrown off for the other chapters. So we didn't do any of that, but I thought we could do it this week because the science chapter that we're on could realistically be done in 1 week instead of 2, and the history is pretty simple to double up. But anyway, so then Monday I got really sick, and that was kind of the end. Like, okay, we're not doing school. Now it's Wednesday. I'm feeling better, but we're in the same position with I don't really want to start a whole unit study on a Wednesday, so we're just going to do math and reading again for the rest of the week and try to restart next week. So now we're 2 weeks behind on our 6-week schedule. I'm considering not taking our week off at the end and kind of trying to use that week to fix everything that we missed. But then it means that we would be going for 12 straight weeks, which will definitely cause burnout. So I haven't really decided what we're doing. So this is where you come into play. I thought that since it is pretty common, and most of my friends and I have talked at one time or another, different times that we're feeling totally burnt out. For me, it always seems to be January. My husband's schedule is really rough from like October through January, so I think I just feel the brunt of it now. I know for some people it's right before Christmas, they're feeling overwhelmed. I know for some people it's like that last home stretch before the end of the school year where you're just feeling like I'm done. So I would love to know what you guys do to kind of beat the burnout. Okay, so just a couple things that I have found helpful when we start to feel, when I start to feel a little burnout with homeschooling. One is I'll just kind of take a break from our regular curriculum and pull out something like 5 in a row or any kind of unit study type of material. I'll go on the 1 + 1 + 1 = 1 blog and print out some kind of preschool pack or, kindergarten pack for the little guys and things like that. Just kind of break up what we're doing, do something that's interesting and a little off schedule and routine, and do that for about a week, and then we're usually craving our normal structure. The other thing is I'll just either rearrange our schoolroom, which is very common practice for me. It's like constantly changing what our schoolroom looks like, just to hit the refresh button. If you remember being in school, teachers used to rearrange their desks all the time. It's very helpful. And the other thing is I'll rearrange our schedule. So I'll do whatever our afternoon subjects were in the morning and our morning subjects in the afternoon. Now there's a reason that our schedules are set the way that they are, so I don't switch it up permanently, but if we just switch it up for a couple weeks, it usually helps you break out of that icky cycle of just being kind of out of the, just being in a funk. Sometimes you get so used to the schedule being a certain way that you kind of figure out how to like halfway do everything just to hit the minimum. And I'm a list maker, so as long as I can check off the list, when I start to feel this way, January-ish, usually just becomes checking the list as my minimum, and I don't really expand on that. So, my list says we have to do vocabulary for science and do the, space rocks packet. That's all we do. I barely read the chapter, I barely explain. So it's definitely necessary to kind of switch up our routine a little bit, and it helps me to refocus, and then the kids take their cues from me. Other than the 6 in 1 schedule has been incredibly helpful for our family. The only thing that I can say has helped is when I realized that homeschooling is just so connected with everything else that I do as a stay-at-home mom, homemaker, that if you're feeling burnout in one area, it usually kind of seeps into the other. So if I'm feeling like I need like a refresher, like my house is just falling apart, like I need to clean, or you know how that goes. You're feeling like you're starting to see crumbs everywhere and then you totally get overwhelmed. That can mess up your school day. If you're feeling overwhelmed with school and you're feeling like bogged down by all of the pressures that come with that, you really might feel equally as overwhelmed when it comes to meal planning or cooking or homemaking. So usually if I kind of spruce up whatever I'm doing in one area, it will help with the momentum in the other. So I just did like a super deep clean of my kitchen and pre-packed our meals, and that has kind of helped me get a little bit of momentum for school. And also my husband was super sweet, and I was like completely down and out all day yesterday. He took the day off of work, and while I was sleeping, him and the kids mopped the house, which is like one of those things that I can never quite time when I mop because there's always somebody in some room. It just doesn't quite work out. So that has been really refreshing. So let me know what your ideas are, how you guys either get out of the burnout feeling or what you do to avoid it completely if you do. If you do, please tell me how you avoid it completely. Anyway, thanks for chatting. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. Bye.